Boomer Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Alright, we'll preview the West Virginia Mountaineers and the Oklahoma Sooners. What a fun game that should be. Preview everything you need to know about it and everything. But first, as we always do, we have a Sooner Stumper for you. Alright, Lincoln Riley, of course, the current head coach and OC at Oklahoma, used to be the OC at Texas Tech. All right? Once Mike Leach was fired, that entire system was let go. Of course, Tommy Tuberville comes in, brings in his own OC. Gets the system right, gets the offense working, and in fact came in and beat the Sooners in 2011. 41-38. I need to know who was the offensive coordinator of Texas Tech that year and who was the quarterback for the Raiders that season in Techland. That plus we'll preview everything you need to know about West Virginia, Oklahoma. Coming up next, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away! Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name, Harry James. The Sooner Stumper, who was the offensive coordinator that came in to replace Lincoln Riley in the Tommy Tuberville system. That was Neal Brown, who is the head coach at West Virginia. His quarterback, Seth Doege, older brother of Jarret Doege, the current quarterback in Morgantown. It's a circle, baby. It might not be the Texas Tech, Mike Leach, Lincoln Riley circle, but it is a Texas Tech circle. Series history between these two programs, Oklahoma and West Virginia, 12 games, 10-2 in favor of the Sooners. That's an 83% winning clip and does include a 4-0 record in Big 12 play and 4-0 in Mellon Puskar Stadium, 100% there in Morgantown. But this year could be a bit different. They are also undefeated in Morgantown this year. Last win for West Virginia in the series, 48-28, stomping of the Sooners in the Fiesta Bowl up to 2007. Sooners, though, got a little bit of a revenge in 2019 with a 52-14 drumming of the Mountaineers in Norman in 2019. All right, guys, well, next week will be the final home game between the Sooners and the Baylor Bears. It could very well be, since it's so late in the year, it could have only be friends and family of the Sooners of Oklahoma. They're allowed in on senior night, but just in case not, we'll let you know. Pre-game festivities. The WWLS, the sports animal, they are out at O'Connell's every home game. Also, the Sports Top 1400 crew, they are out at Balfour, which is right across the street from the O'Connells of Norman, every home game, pregame. Pregame for the franchise is actually at the Palace, party at the Palace, just north of the Palace. on the Prairie. And then at the party, at the official party at the Palace, is the OU radio crew, Gabe Eichard and Chris Plank, the sideline reporters, do about hour and a half to 2 hour pregame for you from that spot. 6:30 p.m. is the radio broadcast time for this week. 6:30 p.m. Morgantown, West Virginia. 7:30 Morgantown time. ABC will be the official home to this broadcast. The Sooner Radio Network. Toby Rowland will be the play-by-play man. You can hear him from 6 to 9 on the Sports Talk 1400 network, Monday through Friday. Toby is also the lead radio announcer for basketball games and baseball games for the Sooners. Teddy Lehman does the color analyzing for the Sooners. Sports Talk 1400 is where you can also hear him. He's on from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, just like Toby, Monday through Friday. Sideline reporters. The head sideline reporter is Chris Plank. You can hear him from Sports Talk 1400 from 9 to 11 a.m. Also, Big 12 Today, Sirius Satellite Radio, Channel 375 from 3 to 5. And on the weekends, he's on the weekend call for this FSR, that's Fox Sports Radio National, from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. for that. Helping him on Big 12 Today, the Sirius Satellite Channel 375 from 3 to 5, is the Eichard's Island guy, Gabe Eichard, the former offensive lineman for the Sooners, also on the sidelines. The Oklahoma Sooners, the head schooner, the driver of the schooner is Lincoln Riley, 42-8 in 50 games for the Sooners. That is about 84% winning clip. And a 29-5 record in conference play, 34 games, 85% winning clip. That does not include 3-0 in Big 12 championship appearances, and does include, though, the conference record, that is, does not include the overall record. The overall record also includes an 0-3 bowl record, but they are all college football playoff appearances. But to get to those college football playoff appearances and the BCS, you have to get to the conference championship. And to get to the conference championship, you have to get your divisional titles first. The Sooners have 8 divisional titles in the Stoops and Riley era. It all started under Stoops in 2000. Got another one 02, 03, 04, 06, 07, 08, and 2010. Before it all went away. The Big 12 championship did end up coming back in 2017 with the top 2 teams being invited in. Oklahoma has been invited all 3 times, 17, 18, and 19, and are looking forward and actually kind of now on their own destiny into getting in there in the 20 if they want to, and should they win against West Virginia and against Baylor. But you know what? Nobody wants to know about declaring and qualifying for all of that. They want the rings, baby. Oklahoma, 12 of those overall. It all started back in 2000. That was a magical season for the Sooners, by the way. 2000, 02, 04, 06, 07, 08, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. The 19 Big 12 championship includes a 12-2 overall record, an 8-1 Big 12 record, tying with Baylor at 8-1. Oklahoma won the title and beat the aforementioned Baylor Bears in the championship and in the regular season. The championship game, by the way, final being 30-23, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, earning them the right to go to the Peach Bowl, where they lost 63-28 to LSU. But you know what? That's 2019. Let's forget about 2019. Let's talk about 2020. 6-2, 5-2 in league play. Got the first win to start at 1-0 against the Missouri State Bears, 48-0. Then came the Stunners. Kansas State got them 38-35 in Norman. And then the Sooners went on the road into Ames and lost at Ames 37-30. Then things got back on the right track the next time out against the much more hated Texas Longhorns. Got a 4-overtime thriller, 53-45, to potentially save their season. Got the W there. Then at Texas Christian, 33-14, and then at Texas Tech, 62-28 the next week. The Sooners then played Kansas in what would have been quote-unquote homecoming for the Sooners and plucked the Jayhawks 62-9. And then just yesterday, poked the Chokes 41-13. Choke them Pokes, baby. Choke them to death. They did it, guys, by almost 30 points in Norman. And that's supposed to be a pretty good defense, by the way. Just saying. Offensively for the Sooners, they averaged 45.5 points per ball game offensively. And the yards offensively, 512.1 yards. So just like Oklahoma State's defense is getting better and better and better, as is Oklahoma's. And the Grinch. The Grinch is part of the Oklahoma, giving up just 23.0 points per ball game and 326.6 yards per ball game this season for the Sooners of Oklahoma. So that's Oklahoma and their defense. But you know whose defense is much more improved than anybody's in this league? Probably even more than Oklahoma State's? What about West Virginia? Let's talk about the aforementioned West Virginia. Neil Brown, a 2002 grad from the University of Massachusetts. Former head coach at Troy, was out there from 2015 to 2018. And then now in Morgantown from 2019 to present. 71 games at Troy and at West Virginia. A 45-26 overall record. That's a 63% winning clip. And in conference games, 48 conference games, 30-8. That's a 63% winning clip there also. But have been to 3 bowls, all at Troy, and 3-0 at Troy in bowl appearances. Big 12 championship appearances, 0-0. 0 divisional championships. 6 conference championships. All in the Big East, by the way. 03, 04, 05, 07, 10, and 11. That's where they're at. 2003, though, they tied with Miami. Miami went as the BCS representative in 03. 04, they tied with Boston College and Pittsburgh. And the aforementioned West Virginia. Pitt went as the BCS representative in 04. 07, it was West Virginia and UConn. Of course, Sooner fans remember, West Virginia went as the 2007 champ to the BCS. 2010, 3 years later, UConn and West Virginia won the conference. UConn was the outright champion. And then 2011, Cincinnati, West Virginia, and Louisville all won the conference. And West Virginia went as the champion before leaving for the Big 12. 2019, 8-5, 5-4 in Big 12 play. The 5-4 record ties them with TCU in the league standings last season. Their best win last year was a win in 2019 against Kansas State 24-20 in Morgantown against the Kansas State Wildcats. This year, 2020, 5-3, 4-3 in Big 12 play, 4-3 in Big 12 play. Non-conference win was against Western Kentucky, 46-10, before losing to the aforementioned Oklahoma State Cowboys and their improved defense by a touch, 23-17, getting back on track, beating Baylor 27-21 in overtime in Morgantown, and then in Morgantown taking care of business against the Baylor Bears. The Kansas Jayhawks, 38-17. Then lost at Tech, 34-37. Got back on the right track against Kansas State, 37-10, with a victory there. Then lost at Texas, 17-13. And then took care of TCU this season in Morgantown, 24-6. Yards gained offensively this year for the Mountaineers, 29.4 yards of offense, and yards, 42.6 yards per game average for the Mountaineers. Defensively, they only allow 17.8 points per ball game and 274.0 yards on defense for the West Virginia Mountaineers. So it should be pretty interesting to find out what happens in Morgantown this year. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys know the rest. If you like these videos, great. Thanks for watching them. But if you want a true professional's opinion, go to the Inside OU podcast. Brady Trantham, my good friends Brady Trantham and Keegan Renault do free ones just like this. They also do post-game shows and like a film study, like you would go into the film study with Lincoln Riley. Keegan Renault does that for you. Plus, Brady does a little media corner interview every week for a OU home game, for an OU football game. You get the full interview. Podcast, only a little bit of it, but the podcast, but the official Patreon part of it, you get it all. The Patreon part of it includes the full interview, the film review, all of it, $5. If you don't want to pay for that and you only want to pay for the post-game show and the full media corner interview, it's $4. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys know the rest. Boomer Sooner 1982. My name's Harry James. You can catch this and all my other videos on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter machine at Hype Man Harry. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. Peace.